I'm William Kumwembe, and I welcome you to yet another edition of the program Business Time right here on Times Television. This is a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country and, of course, beyond. Coming up in the program today, Standard Bank profit down 13% in 2018. We have a report. And Negotech urges businesses to embrace digital transformation. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned if you could.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Hello and welcome. In our first story in the program today, Malawi Stock Exchange listed Standard Bank has registered a 13% decrease in profits for the year ended December 31st, 2018, after posting a 10.5 billion kwacha profit, which is lesser when compared to the 12.1 billion kwacha registered in 2017. We have the detail in this report.
This is according to audited financial results that the bank has published, endorsed by its chairman, Rex Harawa. The development has also impacted negatively on shareholder returns, as the results indicate a drop in earnings per share from 51 kwacha 97 tambala in 2017 to 45 kwacha 22 tambala in 2018. The bank has since attributed the development to contraction of the revenue base stemming from the drop in interest rates, as well as drops in investment towards financial assets. It said the development is due to drop in excess funding arising from a decline in customer deposits, which went down by 12% year on year. The profit's downward trajectory has been attributed to net interest income drops, which went down by 13%. However, non-interest revenue was 22% above that of 2017 due to growth in transaction volumes, which cushioned the impact of the drop in interest income. The bank indicates that it expects macroeconomic stability to continue in 2019, supported by stable food prices and lower than prior year projected global oil prices. From Lilongwe, I am Chimomo Mangazi.
A business and financial services consultancy firm based in Lilongwe, Foster Lewis, has tipped small and medium entrepreneurs in the country to pitch products, markets, business management, and cash flow if their loan applications are to be considered by the commercial banks. Chimwemwe Mangazi has the whole story.
This came out during a training workshop on business proposal writing for SMEs in Lilongwe, organized by Foster Lewis, a business and financial services consultancy firm based in the city. One of the SMEs who attended the workshop, who is also managing director of Swift Sioux Tailoring School, Musonda Michelle, said there are so many requirements that the bank demand, which they are not familiar with as SMEs.
It's been not so good for SMEs, yes, because when you get to the bank, there's so many requirements from SMEs, which in a way we're not familiar with. And there's so many processes that are required and so many offices to visit in order for you to come up with that. And there are times when they expect you to come up with a business plan, but then these business plans are not so well explained to us. That's why at times we have to go to people who are so familiar with coming up with the best business plan that can be presented to the bank. So at times it doesn't really reflect the way the business is working, but we try to put it in a way that the bank is going to understand. If they were coming to us first and make us explain the way our businesses are working before we put down on paper, they would have a better understanding of the business. But usually it's the other way around. We have to go to the banks with an already written down business plan.
First Capital Bank Head of Branch Banking and Agriculture, Patrick Kabambe, who made a presentation during the training workshop, said most of the SMEs have challenges producing comprehensive and credible financial statements, which make it difficult for banks to analyze the viability of the business, let alone lend them money.
Most of them, have challenges in producing, comprehensive and credible financial statements. Without those, it becomes difficult for banks to really analyze the viability of the business. If we're going to lend money to them, we need to know how well the business is doing. Now, without very good financial records, it becomes difficult to have that assessment. And so we would like to encourage banks to invest in, having people who can produce their financial statements. But also issues about, marketing. You can have a brilliant idea. Who's going to be there to buy your products? Sometimes you find that they're lacking in that analysis. And sometimes it's just too ambitious, which is not realistic. So all those things are a challenge to banks, to lend out to this segment. I think it's a misunderstanding of the issues that we raise with them. And we would like to encourage that, they sit down with their banks so that we understand exactly where they're coming from. Essentially, we should understand that as banks, we're using depositors' money to lend out to them. So we have to make sure that we are mitigating the risk so that we are sure and confident that they'll be able to service the loan.
Foster Lewis Managing Director Ian Foster tipped the SMEs to make sure they convince banks that they have a solid business by explaining in their proposals about the product, its market, people or the management team of the business, and money in the sense of a cash flow.
It needs to give comfort to the investor or the bank that you're a solid business. So what does that mean? We can use kind of an acronym that I quite like to use often, which is PMPM. The first P standing for product. So have you described your product and the unique selling points and why people would want to buy it? Why is it compelling to the market? The second M is market. So have you done your market research? Do you know that there's a market there? More than that, is there growth potential in this market? So it's not totally saturated. And what are the kind of regulatory factors surrounding it and other market drivers? Do you understand those and have you articulated them well? Second P, people. Do you have the right people? And this is the directors, also the management, to run the business and to scale it in the way that you're presenting in your proposal. Have they got the right skills and track record and experience? And not only that, commitment. So many SMEs are doing many different things at the same time. Are the management and the directors committed to it? So that gives comfort to the investor that they're there for the long term and they can deliver on the plan. And the final letter, the second M, money. Of course, critical because the business is in the business of making profit. And an investor or a bank is interested in getting their money back, be it by returns or by loan repayment. So have you articulated how you're actually going to make money, but not only in a profit sense. The number one factor is cash flow. That's why businesses without cash go out of business, whether you're profitable or not. So have you articulated your cash flow? Have you planned capital expenditures, overhead expenditures, variable expenditures? Do you know that in the next month, the next 3 periods, you're going to have enough cash to sustain your business? If you can't demonstrate that, you're unlikely to get a loan because you're not going to be able to make the repayments.
This comes at a time a lot of SMEs have been complaining that lack of access to finance remains a big challenge for them to grow their businesses. From Lilongwe, I am Chimome Mangazi.
This week was a busy week for Tanzanian Minister of Industry and Trade Joseph George Kakunda, who was in the country to cement trade relations between Malawi and his country. Kakunda engaged Minister of Industry, Trade and Tourism Francis Kasaila, Minister of Foreign Affairs Emmanuel Fabiano, and local exports and small and medium entrepreneurs in Lilongwe. He emphasized on the need for the two countries to do more to enhance economic growth and tolerance among its traders. More in this interview.
The purpose of my visit to Malawi, this is an official visit. We have a saying in my own tribe in Tanzania that relationships is on the foot. If you don't lift up the foot and go to your relatives, then the relations can die. So, as a brother and sister country, I've come to Malawi to visit the people of Malawi so that to cement our relationships. We are together as a sister and brother countries in SADC, and of course we are neighboring countries, so we need to cement our relationships, work together, do trading. We have industries in Malawi, we have industries in Tanzania. If our industry is not trading, then we will miss some points in our development progress. So this is the main purpose of coming to Malawi. Well, we need to do more. We have been trading for quite a long time, and our trading, because we are neighboring countries, goes long down to history. So what we need now is to shape our trading relationship further, so that we reap more from this trading relationships. Yeah, we have very various number of goods that we need to trade with the Malawians. Also, we have traders in Malawi who need to trade with Tanzania, and we have been receiving a lot of trading visitors to Tanzania from Malawi, but they have been get some challenges, and we want to iron out some challenges. We are noting some maybe tax barriers which we need to address both sides, so that our people continue trading well. In fact, we are making good progress in many of the areas in terms of seed trading, because Malawi is highly advanced in terms of seed research, and in the area of sugarcane and other cereal seeds. So we are making some good progress on that area. But we not only deal with trading in seeds, but we need also to continue trading very well in our products. After growing them, after harvest, after storing, after adding value, we have products, and we need to also advance in trading in our products. And if African countries do not trade themselves, it's very hard to find markets in Europe and elsewhere, where you have a lot of barriers, standard barriers. But if Africans do trade themselves, is where now development will come. We have done a lot on the port investments. For example, we have a port at Mbamba Bay which can facilitate trading in goods to and from Malawi. We have also sport development in Kela, where also transportation of goods can be done. Of course, we are yet to implement the railway because of inadequate financing, but the plans are underway to implement, for example, the railway from Mtwara to Mbamba Bay, which will go to Kilwa on the Indian Ocean. so that now if we have goods that are transported from Mtwara and Kilwa to Mbamba Bay can easily reach the Malawi market. And also goods from Malawi can enter Tanzania from Mbamba Bay, port, and can find all the way to the world through Tanzania. So we have various very good opportunities where if we cement and implement, we can work very well in terms of trade development.
Remember, this is Business Time right here on Times Television. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Welcome back. One of the country's technology firms, Nico Technologies, has urged firms to embrace digital transformation as one way of accelerating growth of their businesses. Nico Technologies Chief Executive Officer Karaliens Gama was speaking in Blantyre during a customer interaction event the firm organized. He explains in this interview.
The biggest difference that Office 365 will bring is that employees, companies and customers will be able to communicate better. They will be able to collaborate better, and they will be able to store massive amounts of information without difficulty. That is one of the key things that Office 365 is bringing to the industry. And if you are able to get these three, to serve your customers better, to have your employees communicate better, then and finally you're able to do your business overall better than your competitor, you're definitely on the rise. This solution provides a cloud-based hosting platform that enables you to store so many amounts of information. It gives a way for people to communicate across the industry, and most of all, it doesn't require you to invest in hardware. So the benefits of Office 365 are endless. My own testimony is that when we had a fire last year at Nico, we used Office 365 to make sure that our communication was always there and we quickly recovered, because this platform wasn't even affected by that. So not only is it a secure way of keeping your information, but it is a way to build collaboration and communication amongst your teams. And obviously, once you achieve those two, you'll be able to serve your customers better than the other person. This Office 365 is just the beginning. What we can do, or what we can help our clients do with Office 365 is another level of innovation that we're bringing. We have customers right now who already are on the solution, and we're coming to them to show them, we're going to them to show them how they can make it better. In the future, we're going to introduce more cloud-based solutions. We all know that there is a lot of demand for capacity, for power. If you had to leave the problems of having ICT infrastructure to someone else, Nico Technologies, your business would excel higher. So Nico Technologies will be looking forward to introducing more cloud-based solutions that can help our customers achieve their business better, to help them be able to serve their end customers better.
And proceeding with the program, let us now have a look at how the Malawi kwacha is faring against major trading currencies on the foreign exchange market. In Zimbabwe, the high cost of bread is forcing citizens to look for alternatives to this basic commodity as food shortages and soaring prices continue to worsen. Columbus Mavunga reports for VOA from Harare.
Bread has joined the list of goods in short supply, causing its price to spiral beyond the reach of many Zimbabweans. Now many are becoming accustomed to having tea, a favorite morning beverage, without the bread. Gibson Nema now sells bread substitutes.
Now sometimes we have our thick porridge, sweet potatoes, green mealies. If we can get bread once a week, that will be it. But we no longer miss it because it is now expensive. If the government would push the price of bread and flour down, that would go well with our way of living. We have no cash. If it remains expensive, I will not be able to buy dinner if I buy bread.
While business is booming for vendors like Nema, these are very tough times for those who sell bread.
There used to be lots of bread, but these days people no longer buy like they used to do because prices are going high. We used to sell this bread for about $1, now it costs about $2.50, so people cannot afford it.
Minister of Industries Mangaliso Ndlovu recently said he found a company that could make bread using local ingredients to help ease the shortage and control price. But farmers say they do not have the infrastructure to produce wheat in a cost-effective way. They are calling on President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government to help.
Irrigation infrastructure and obviously the impact of land reform has had its impact on wheat production. It got down to a very low level at one point. It's come up, but for it to grow on a sustainable basis, the bottom line is farmers need a decent price, and millers need to cover their costs, and contractors need to be able to get the supplies that they need at affordable prices.
As government and industry officials search for a solution, Zimbabweans like Gibson Nema keep thinking of alternatives for something as basic as their daily bread. Columbus Mavunga for VOA News, Harare.
On that note, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time right here on Times Television. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. But always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.